y'all's confidence starts to grow. And then at that point, it's like you just want more and more and more, and you keep asking for it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bitch, let's go.
Boss bitch. Boss bitch. Welcome to Boss Bitch Radio. Today we're that's all, folks. We're recording live on Zoom and on Instagram. So that way when we record, we can actually put this video on the YouTubes. So there's some interaction there. But today we're going to talk about our summer sexy shred.
Summer sexy shred.
What did we
trying
call
to
it?
get a
Summer sexy cut, sexy summer body cut.
There you go. Sexy
That's a lot of
summer
sis.
bod.
Sexy,
That's what we're doing.
sexy summer bod. So that's what we're doing, right? So for those that need a little recap, I stopped competing. I haven't done a show since October of 2021.
Oh my goodness.
She's been in a nice long off season. And
Love that for me.
backtracking to what we were talking about, we're going to dive into that. But I wanted a tangent on that for
What?
something. What were we talking about?
The Goddess Body Project.
Yeah, but something happened there. People were like, oh, I know what it is. You were saying, oh, people are so curious. They're very excited.
Yes.
The reason is because they like to see us suffer.
Okay.
Let's just be real.
I
all right?
mean-
because listen, we're dicks to them in the studio sometimes. You have to be a little like, come on, that your purse is heavier than that, Missy. Let's pick something up here.
I agree. Yes.
So when they see us dying a little bit, they're like,
I know.
bitch.
You know what, you guys? I really love when I can train in the gym with this one and she's crying the whole time. So I understand where it's coming from.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. No, I don't think that that's really why. But I think because they like to see the whole process and we're very public about sharing, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes way too much.
You want to know what? I'm going to tell you right now that the fact of how public we are holds our ass to the fire.
Yes.
So if you have a goal and you're keeping it a secret, yeah, there's something that goes that says like work in silence and then you come out and you show out, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, it's much easier to just say the shit you're going to fucking do, tell your friends, and then they can keep you accountable as well.
Yeah. And that's hard for most people to do that aren't in the fitness world, I feel like. You know, when
Yes.
you have it's like your hobby, you're passionate about it, whatever, you're undergoing like a big transformation. I have several clients actually that are very stealth mode about their stuff. Maybe it's like work related or whatever. So it's harder for them to like share their journey. And also sometimes they just are like, I don't know, that kind of feels braggadocious. Like, why I'm self-centered or whatever. And I say like, girl, share your fucking journey because that's how I started inspiring people. That's literally how it started was I was like, felt the same way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of imposter syndrome. Like, oh, I don't know. Like, what are people going to think? And then I started sharing it. And then they were like, oh my God, that's so inspiring. Like, imagine if I never would have shared my story 1,800 years ago when I was 200 pounds right there.
I wouldn't know you.
Yeah. So here's just like a poke at you, like share your transformation.
I've actually been doing that. I've been telling some of my ladies, I'm like, listen, why don't you start posting? Post when you go to the gym. Like today, literally did my cardio and posted my fingernails because I haven't gotten them done in so long.
She was looking
so
ratchet.
I was like,
you were looking ratchet. It was.
What were you last week?
Okay. I had black fingernails that looked like Elvira.
No.
I feel like it was a step up.
Junkyard dog.
Yeah.
Do it again.
I know. I was like, oh, I'm a junkyard dog because my nails were so bad. I told my nail lady and she was like, I'm really sorry. It's fine. Let's just fix it. But anyways, so you did your peace sign. Everyone knows you're doing your cardio.
Doing my cardio. And you know, with that, maybe it's going to inspire somebody to go do their cardio. Maybe you saw me doing it and you're like, shit, God damn it, I need to go do mine too.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I feel. So actually, that happens to us in the studio in the morning because we share your Fit Radio. And so every time,
I'm doing cardio?
Yes, every time you log in, it's like, oh, this is being used, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, it still lets us use it. But then I'm like, yes, bitch, get your cardio in.
Yeah, I've been doing that. So the reason why you're here, I feel like we just went on a tangent.
This is going to be the whole video. What is new there?
Yes. So I'm not competing any longer.
No.
We're on the fence with some things. Do we want to go into that really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's your
So
story.
basically, okay, the way that I like to do prep is I have to have a mini goal in between. So the last time we did this, we had my wedding that we were basically dieting up to wedding. That was like pre-show, transformation. And then it was like, well, we're already here. We might as well go into a real show. So that was like my pre-prep to the prep. So right now, what we're doing is we're doing like a pre-prep. I'm cleaning up my act. I'm getting more into like doing all my macros. Not that I like got away from it. I just wasn't as in tune and strict as I have been before. So we're cleaning up our act. I'm doing a 12-week the Goddess Body Project, but we'll get into that later. But I have a couple of things that are also going to kind of depend on if we're going to make it to show this year. We refuse to go into a prep where my hormones are trash, because then I'm just going to be making it worse. It's going to feel like garbage. And, ultimately I probably won't get lean enough.
Yeah, we'll be fighting the whole process.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to do this 12-weeker. It's not going to be anything like crazy hardcore. We're going to just do the things we need to do. Okay, somebody wants a shirt that says pre-prep to the prep. Yes. So basically, we have a date in mind that we're going to get to, and we're going to just do the shit that we normally do. And we're going to hopefully maybe take you guys along on the ride.
Yeah. So let me give you a distinction. Okay. So for her, this is her like prep. In the bodybuilding world, sometimes they're like, okay, it's a mini cut, right?
Yes.
Kind of loosely. Like we're going into a little bit of a cut. So it's perfect for her because the 12 weeks of this little mini cut that we're going to do, or this pre-prep, the Goddess Body Project, is how we would teach our clients to live this as a lifestyle if they are not doing it right now. Like this is great for people who they're good Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, and then Friday through Sunday they turn into a shit show, and like it's a rinse and repeat cycle.
Yeah.
And then what we do with like our Goddess Body Project or like our little cut for the summer, my cut for the summer, is I'm just tightening things up, and like we'll give you the outline and the structure of how that works. But I'm not interested in living in like a complete suffer mode like prep. That's a whole different beast. So we do this program at the studio, and this is a good taste for women to see like what 12 weeks of like being very, very structured and being more on point with their nutrition and their training and all the things than they ever have before, without it being like you have to be in a sparkly bikini in 12 weeks. But let's see what you're really fucking made of, right?
Right.
So that's essentially what we're doing. So I'm not like stressed out about it or weirded out about it. And she's going to do the same. Like we're still going to have things to enjoy and things to do without the stringencies of prep that is like incredibly meticulous. So that's the distinction between the two.
I'm actually going to make some rules that my coach is going to have to live by.
Oh, she's going to tell me how to coach her. Okay. I'd like to hear these rules.
Well, okay. So considering we're keeping this lifestyle-y, right? I would like to have a date night. I'm sure my husband would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because, I still got to live my life. I still got to have a happy family and all of that. And date nights have been going really well lately.
Yes, they have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a problem.
Exactly. That's what I said.
If we were going into prep, that's going to be
a problem.
Like as to a certain point, yeah, that becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're going to do. And our strategies are not going to be identical. There's going to be some differences because of different things. Our goal right now is, and this is why it's important to do dieting in cycles. Like I would not want to do a cut or a diet continuously for the rest of my life. The way that I try to teach my clients is in this, like once we get through the summer, this is when we go into like a maintenance phase or a little bit of a surplus of calories. And like, yeah, you're not going to be as lean. You're not going to be shredded. But that's not the season for that, right? You need to do this in phases for it to be realistic longevity. So with that in mind, we want to get sexy as fuck. So June 22nd, when we're in Vegas, because we have a Vegas trip planned, I'm going to be mainly naked the whole time. And like, I just want to be like, hey.
I mean, listen, I don't know if y'all have ever been in Vegas in the summertime, but it's fucking balls hot. Okay. We've gone
Devil's
in August.
balls.
Yes.
Devils.
We've gone in August. We've gone for 4th of July, and it's literally sit by the pool all day. And we kind of want to have a little bit of abs, you know?
Listen, I would go to Vegas naked now. Okay, let's just be real. I'm fine with that. But I want to be like extra saucy. Okay? It's extra saucy. So for me,
And I want to watch the spectacle go down.
yeah, I'm going to be total spectacle, 100%. So for me, I know like I've done this process over and over to the extremes of prep, right? Which that's not what we're looking for. So I have a realistic goal in mind for myself. Do you have one for you in the next 11 weeks? Because we started last week, but we wanted to like catch our footing with everything.
I don't know. My coach has to tell me that goal.
Okay. Well, yes, she has a goal. She doesn't know yet. But for me, I would like to, right now, I started at 163. It was 158 today. And I started cleaning things up last week. I've had, how many dates have I had?
A lot.
I've had probably 2 dates last week where I went out to dinner. I had cocktails, like, and hey, I'm still here. I'm still like, nothing fell off the bus. The wheels didn't fall off the bus. But I would like to be between 152 and 155. That's realistic for me without feeling like I want to punch a baby because I'm starving.
I think the funniest thing about this is that we're going to blow everybody's mind. So when I started this, I've been like cleaning things up for a little bit longer than her. I think we've lost.
Rude.
I was much more of a shit show than you were. Okay.
Yeah.
But so I started at 167.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I hit my goal weight this week at 160. So this has been 2 to 3 weeks. This week, I think we're down like 2 pounds for, goal as of the first week, which is really exciting. I even dabbled a little bit lower than that. And I ate out twice. One was planned. The other one was not, but I still kind of stayed on my shit. I did have some cocktails and the world didn't fall apart.
No.
Scale's still looking good. I'm still doing all the things. I actually did miss a cardio and a workout, but I did the best I could, right? With what I had, I did what I could.
Yeah, that's the whole point is like, this is what we preach and this is what we always tell our clients. It's like, okay, you missed one workout. Great. Like I pulled out my back yesterday. I was telling her I threw out my back. Not fun, friends, Zoomies, Insties. Not a good time, okay? When I went to get a massage, she almost had to help me put my clothes on because I couldn't even bend over to put on my chones, okay? It was a whole ass issue yesterday. And so I went to bed and I wanted to have this self-defeating talk like, oh, I fucked up my back. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm going to sleep in. I'll feel better. It'll be better for my body. And then I was like, we got to be naked in like 11 weeks. I ain't got time for that.
That's definitely a way to hold your ass to the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I rolled my happy ass out of bed at 4:45 and I went to the gym. I didn't do my normal workout because I couldn't. So I walked incline treadmill for 40 minutes. No pain. Great. I went and did shoulders, did 4 exercises, got my pump on. Great. Sauna for 10, upstairs to stretch, foam roll, and do all the things. I walked out feeling a million times better than when I walked in. So what was my point? Oh, we just keep going. Like if you have shit happen, something happens, you just got to pick up with the next meal, the next cardio workout, all that.
Yeah. As soon as I got home, I was like, okay, tomorrow needs to have all my shit together. I had all my food ready. I knew when I was going to work out. I knew what I was going to do for cardio. And you just keep going. You can't dwell on something that you didn't get done the last check-in because what it's going to do is just going to hinder you to keep going.
Yeah. What does it say? I really wish I could read my writing.
Okay. So basically what we're going to be doing is we have weekly check-ins.
Oh, yeah. That's what that says.
Okay. What do we do on weekly check-ins?
Yes. So like any person who has a goal, you should have some kind of accountability system, whether it's a friend that's checking in on you, which isn't usually my best choice because they're probably going to be easy on you. But somebody, right? Like I have a coach. I'm a coach. I've always had a coach.
I have a coach.
I'm her coach.
Coaches have coaches.
I tell her how it is. I don't give her any special treatment. And so I check in with my coach every single week. and same for her. So that's a big part of it is like progress photos, measurements, obviously scale weight, and then anything that is pertaining to the previous week that could affect the next week's marching orders. That's what check-ins really are, right?
Yeah, I think one thing too is that people don't want to check in when things don't change. But that is when you need to check in the most. You know, for check-ins, I think more or less it's you checking in with yourself and then your coach kind of giving you a smack on the ass, being like, okay, yep, I see that. This is what we should do instead. And then you can continue on from there.
Yeah. And me checking in with my coach for 3 weeks, I was like, yo, Nikki, I'm being an asshole. So I'm just letting you know, like checking in, but like, you probably don't need to change anything. And she's like, it's okay. You just need to get through the season, like blah, 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 blah. And then once I was like, okay, that's it. We need like a real ass, like people in front of us that know we're supposed to be doing a thing. And like, we're just going to be accountable to our friends and family here on Instagram and Zoomies.
You guys are all our accountability buddies now. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to be or not, here we are because you're here for it. And we are too.
Yeah. So check-ins are important. The training, what does a training look like over the course of something like a 12-week shred? Doesn't change. I'm sure we can probably spend the least amount of time on that topic. People think your training has to do all kinds of crazy shit. Like if you're doing a bodybuilding hypertrophy type of training and you're not trying to power lift in the cut, then your training really shouldn't change in something like that. You know, not at all. And maybe I'll throw in some more supersets just so I can like keep shit going. But I am, sorry, not to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I have been only training 4 days a week because I've been avoiding upper body altogether. Like I've been doing no shoulders, no back, nothing. I'm trying to blow my ass up to like the Titanic. Okay. And I wanted that illusion to be by me having a smaller upper body. So I've been leaving it alone. Mm-hmm. However, since we're going into this mini cut, I want to have 2 more days in the gym to expend more calories and energy and things like that to get leaner faster. So not necessarily that more is more. It's just like, that's my max.
That's part of the plan anyways.
Yeah. So I'll be training 6. I'm sure you'll be training 6.
Yep. I'm going to be 5 to 6 at least. 4 is never usually an option.
No.
But yeah, you know, we use the gym as like our way to get the things out.
Yeah.
You know? And one thing too, so one thing I'm unable to do and I'm kind of jealous about it is this one can get her cardio and training in early in the morning.
It's not pretty.
I refuse to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning so I can do my cardio at 4 at this point. So I have to get mine in sometime later on in the day, whether it be like post 10:30 or pre 4 p.m.
Yeah. So that's where her and I we haven't trained together in a hot minute.
I know.
And we're usually always together. And I love you dearly. Truly. You are my soulmate.
I feel a butt coming on.
I'm not going to even say but. I'm going to say and. And I also have realized that it's so much more done so much faster when I'm by myself.
Because a whole other person isn't working out.
This is true. Like usually we're like gossiping about my gym boyfriends and like, you know, it's a whole ass situation.
Oh yeah. So I had to come over the other night on off time so I could get all the gossip.
Yeah. Cause we haven't been training together. So I'm like, yo, you got like a week's worth of my personal life. We got to catch up on. Get over here right now. So training's been, I don't like 5 a.m. It's not my jam, but I've been getting it done and I feel so much better for it because midday, I'm just like, my brain is, I'm like a
So they want to know. They want to know, okay, training, there's nothing fancy about our training. There's nothing fancy about the movements. We're hitting 4 lower body days, 2 upper body days, and that's training.
Yes.
We are training to engage. We're training to feel the things. You know, we have different tempos and holding patterns that we're supposed to do on certain exercises.
Like a pause at the top or whatever, yes.
But the exercises are all the same. Hip thrusters never really go away. Mm-hmm. Okay. Squats, leg press,
deadlifts,
all of that stuff is going to stay. So even when how she said that she kind of like threw her back out a little bit. I haven't really even been doing deadlifts for
a while.
2 months. Maybe 2 months because, I was feeling like my low back just couldn't tolerate it. What did I do? I modified all of those deadlifts for lunges. Mm-hmm. So I hope she starts doing lunges more often now.
No, thank you. So I also want to specify too, because I think when people hear that like we train 6 days a week and 4 of them are lower body days, they're like puckering their buttholes a little bit.
You should be.
But what you need to know is like our 4 days are not like, they're not heavy compound days all 4 of those days. I'd say that 2 of them are, and then the other 2 are like cable kickbacks, abductors, like the innies and outies, you know, bad girl, good girl machine, like hamstring curls. Like we're not like crushing
tons
ourselves.
of kickbacks.
But we're also like, we're in there and I'm like dripping in sweat now.
I think it goes to show too, is like we're talking about our personal plans and stuff like that. But I think it goes to show that the Goddess Body Project meets you where you are. I've had a couple of people be like, I just don't think I'm ready for that. Yeah. And I'd be like, okay, yes, in a way, it's going to take some commitment on your end. But if you're somebody that is working out one time in the gym, maybe getting some walks here and there, we're not going to be like, okay, you got to do 6 times a week as of next week. Yeah, and if you don't do it, you're not doing it right. Because that's not how it works. So we meet you where you're at. I've even had points where I've had clients come to me and they're not even training in the studio yet, like, or in the gym. Not even necessarily like in the studio.
Absolute newbies?
Yeah, absolute newbies, not training at all. And then we basically get their food right early. We get them moving, whether it be like walking outside. Maybe they have a small gym membership that they can maybe start riding a bike. And so we meet you where you're at. We never like overthrow things at you in the beginning, especially if you are trying to learn macros, you're trying to get into the gym. We want to start slow so you can feel like you've had some wins in the beginning.
I love new people in the studio.
So do I.
Like I love my OGs, don't get me wrong, but like for me, when somebody comes to the studio, okay, I'm going to get probably emotional here because I'm PMSing this week. Okay. But when somebody comes to the studio and they feel comfortable enough to call it like their home, right? It becomes their community. Yeah. That's where they're training. They feel safe there. They find a passion and excitement for like resistance training. And they're very excited. Like they have that like new relationship energy, right? NRE. Yeah. They're like, woo. I get super excited. That's like my favorite thing because I see myself in them when that used to be me, right? But I didn't have something like what we have.
I think
to have
for
women
us
to train like in a way that like lets them exert energy, lets them exert stress and like feel strong and then leave and feel like, fuck, I can like, I just did 6 plates on each side of the leg press. I can fucking put up with anybody's bullshit today.
This is true. Yeah.
That's how I
think when I get anybody new, we always call it's our first date.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've ever had a first date with me, raise your fucking hand. All right. But either way, you know, I really just want everybody to feel comfortable. I want them to have fun. Now, I'm going to tell you, not every workout is going to be fun, but I bet your ass I'm going to get you to laugh at least one time during that fucking workout. Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just sprinkle glitter all over everybody.
And then you forget that you're fucking dying.
And then what happens is y'all's confidence starts to grow.
Nicole's laughing because she knows it's true.
I know. Y'all's confidence starts to grow. And then at that point, it's like you just want more and more and more and you keep asking for it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bitch, let's go.
Yeah. So I actually want to interact with the audience a little bit here.
Let's do it.
I'm curious. So Insties. Zoomies.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you lifted weights? Like how old were you when you first started training? I just want to know like a general consensus because I feel like a lot of our clients started training when they were like my age in their 40s.
30. Yvette's 30. Mine was 27.
I love that.
I was 27 when I first went into the gym.
Let's see, Insties.
23.
23. Awesome.
Come on, throw them at us, y'all.
I
29.
I started
43
3 months ago. I fucking love you right now.
Oh,
hang out with us for life. You'll be set.
Yeah, right. 36.
Nicole, I love that, Nicole. I didn't know that. 43. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is great. 27, 53, 53. I love you, Michelle. You're a fucking badass. She's my client right now and she's killing it.
17 right after high school, 34, 20s. So a vast array. Like I had my first taste of weightlifting in PE. How about you? You were in your 20s?
I was 27.
Yeah. Trust me,
fuck
when I
PE.
say PE
'Cause
in
fuck
10th grade,
PE.
yeah, fuck PE. We talked about that. But 10th grade for me, like I was just in there like flirting with the boys. It was me and my friend Nikki were the only two girls in PE that were in weight training. And then it wasn't until I mean, I dabbled in it, but not seriously for like until 2008 or something. But anyways,
I love this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 30s, you know, even some ladies that are more mature than that. And fuck yeah, you guys, way to like take your life into your own hands and, you know, learn the fact that if you want to change the shape of your body, it's not going to be with a HIIT workout.
No,
it's not going to be that way.
And it's just not like, it's just, I'm so sorry for those of you that love Orange Theory and the jumpy,
okay, listen,
poppy things.
Before you talk shit,
it's just not long. It's for your body is just not meant as you age. Listen to an old lady. Okay. I'm old. And like, that's just not meant. Our bodies aren't meant for that impact consistently the way that we do it.
No. And I think that's one thing too, is that you think about weight training and you think, oh my gosh, things have to be so heavy for me to do that. That's not good for my body. Honestly, it's going to be much better than you bebopping and jumping around a fucking room for 45 minutes because we can control the weight and your joints are not going to feel it. We can keep everything nice and, you know, engaged and loving.
Yeah, because we know like when you weight train, like you all didn't know you were going to get side tips on the tips on the tips. But when you're weight training, you really, I can't think of an exercise really off the top of my head. And I know of a lot of them when you're doing resistance training that you should be locking out your joints.
Oh, no.
You know, you should be keeping constant tension and you should never be like locking
everything.
No, my boobs reverberated. You shouldn't be locking out because it's terrible for your joints.
This is what happens. I'll get somebody in the leg press, right? And I'm like, okay, keep your knees soft. And I'm like doing my little glitter thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then at the end, they'll lock their knees out. And I'm like, oh my God, don't do that. And they're like, what? And I'm like, have you ever seen that video where when the guy locks his legs out on the leg press and then they go backwards?
I can't.
Don't do that to me, okay? It scares
me. First of all, I'm just going to put it out there for any of you watching, for any of you that think it's funny. I don't like when people send me gym fail videos.
Oh, I don't watch them.
I refuse to watch them. So if
that's
you
a
send
hard
them to me, not watching
it. It's getting deleted.
If you tag me in it, I'm flipping you off. I'm not doing it. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
We talked about our check-ins. We talked about our training.
Yep.
Let's talk about cardio.
Ooh.
Before we dive in, tell us what you're doing for cardio.
Oh yeah. What are you guys doing?
What machine are you doing? What kind of cardio? Is it HIIT? Is it just a steady state? Are
Maybe
you not doing
hate
any cardio? What's your favorite form of cardio? All the things. I'm very chatty today.
Stairs and walking. Okay.
Insties, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. Chime
walking.
in. Tap, tap in. Walking is so underrated. Let me just tell you.
Exactly.
Let's see, our
for
Insties
my
are rolling
PBs that are only getting 3,000 steps during the day, fucking go for a walk.
Oh,
yeah.
You got aggressive.
I cannot. I get it. I understand, but go for a walk, okay?
Yeah,
how long can you sit on your ass for a day?
First of all, don't do burpees, please. Unless you thoroughly enjoy them.
We love you.
Don't do burpees.
I mean, I actually kind of like burpees sometimes.
Oh, listen. Okay, so this is great. We have people chiming in. I'm afraid of the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Go slow.
I was terrified of the stairs for a very long time. And the only reason why I did them is because my coach made me.
We get them through their Stairmaster. Love that.
Peloton. Peloton's great.
Peloton's amazing.
Teaching Zumba. Fun. Fantastic.
I've been taking spin class because I need somebody to yell at me.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Glitter's treadmill workout and the stairs.
Yeah. So many options, right? Like I'm just not, I think burpees are just a hot mess.
I feel like everybody is like, I need to run to lose weight.
Please don't, unless you love running.
If you like running, we are like, fuck yeah, go run, right? But if you don't like running, why are you running?
Yeah.
You're not going to burn any more calories running than if you were doing some other sort of exercise.
That wasn't so bad for your, like, hard on your body.
Yeah.
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 And some people are resilient towards that, but it's generally not the best. Yes. Yes.
Why not burpees?
Because most people don't do them properly.
You're basically jumping up and then throwing yourself on the ground.
Yeah.
And then jumping back up.
And the risk is not worth the reward.
CrossFit broke me at 22. Yeah, CrossFit it's aggressive. I think it's a great workout if your form is good and you like doing that.
It's fun. It's entertaining.
I would do great at CrossFit.
You would do great at CrossFit just because you were a crazy fucking Tasmanian
I
devil.
love that it's taking you so long to think of things now because you've said,
I've said
so many
Tasmanian
things.
devil.
Yes.
We're not going to get into the CrossFit debate, okay?
No, we're not.
CrossFit's great. If you enjoy it, great.
If you like it,
it's not my cup of tea.
Do
I
it.
did it for a year. Just, it's not something that I'm not interested. So I don't like competing. It feels like a competition every time I would go to class, and I'm like, yo.
She hates competing against me.
I will not compete.
Fun.
I know. I'm going to be like, I'm fine being a loser. Bye.
I just beat her anyways. It's fine.
Unless we're talking about stage, that's a whole different story. But if you're trying to want me to beat you at a sport, I'm not your girl. I'm not. I love when guys ask me like, "Are you athletic? Do you like sports?" They think I do because I kind of have some muscle.
Because you look buff.
No, not at all. I play bodybuilding. That's what I play. Okay, cardio.
We're not talking about our cardio.
Yeah, we are talking about cardio, but
turn.
I wanted to get the fans' opinion. The family.
We actually have a very nice little buffet of cardio.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know the sequence? Because I kind of do, but it's on my phone.
Okay. I got to look at it.
So we're doing the same cardio. She's just going to join me in the cardio party. We're doing 6 days of cardio.
Yep.
And there on the leg days, it is the bike. On the glute days, it is the stairs, I believe. And then on back and shoulder days, it is incline treadmill walking.
Yes, ma'am.
Ding, ding, ding. So 2 days of each of those. 2 days of stairs, 2 days of spin bike, and 2 days of treadmill. 35 to 40 minutes. And
we've worked this up. Okay, you guys, we did not start there.
No.
So we've been kind of like running this for a while. And so what happens is the longer you go and do a thing, the more you have to do that thing, right?
Because your body gets efficient.
We started at 20 minutes on the Stairmaster in the beginning, and now we're working up to 35. Is that correct?
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks, it goes up to 40.
Yeah. Okay. Which
feels
doable.
like fucking prep.
Yeah.
But my food is not at prep. So I'm fine with I'm willing to exchange doing more cardio for not dropping my food.
This is also something that we take into consideration when we get Goddess Body Project or even ditch clients, even people in the studio. Like if you're somebody that is active and you do a lot of cardio, you're probably going to be eating a lot more food. Mm-hmm. If you're somebody that's like, fuck cardio, I don't want to be doing that, you're probably going to be eating a lot less food.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of weigh your options as to kind of where you think you're going to be more successful.
Hi, new friends rolling in on Instagram.
Hi.
Happy evening. We're talking about our 12-week cut, just as a recap. Hi, Zoomies, for being so patient and loving on us right now. Everyone's smiling. We're talking about our 12-week cut for us to be sexy as fuck in Vegas. And we're taking clients along the journey. We already have clients signed up for the journey.
Yeah.
But we're going to document our journey. My goal is to lose, I was 158, so like 5 to 6 pounds.
We never got to that. We missed that part.
We missed that
me
part.
Having that goal.
Yeah, we kind of glazed over that.
Yeah, we did.
So I feel like realistically, over the course of 11 weeks, for me, like a little less than a pound per week is about ideal. I would not want to lose more than a pound per week because I don't want to lose the muscle tissue.
I bet you are blowing a lot of people's minds right now. So I've had a couple of people.
Why?
Because I've had a couple of people be like, I want to lose 10 pounds by May. And I'm like, May is in 3 fucking weeks.
Crazy.
I'm like, that just sounds like death to me. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe you mean the end of May, which is 7 weeks, which is still more than 1 pound a week, which is aggressive.
It's aggressive.
So
I'm going to interrupt you to just tell you one thing, though. It depends on the person. If they have over 100 pounds to lose,
probably not so aggressive.
Probably more realistic.
Correct.
Maybe even 50. If they have, 50 to, over 50. I'm just throwing out some random numbers. It's probably more realistic to expect 1 pound per week. If not, like for me, I'm just trying to lose,
some body fat,
less than 10 pounds. And I don't want to lose muscle in the process. So I intentionally want to do it slowly. Like I lost 3 pounds this past week and I was like, oh, fuck, that's too fast. Slow it down. We have 11 weeks. So we'll see. But anyways, you were saying somebody said that they were late or not late. They were Sorry, I read
They
that.
wanted to lose 10 pounds.
They
in
wanted
3
to
weeks,
lose 10
and
pounds,
I was
and
just
I
like,
rudely interrupt you.
I feel like, well, no, I know that this is unrealistic.
Yeah.
Basically. And so I reverse engineered it for her and was like, listen, even at like a high set, losing 1.5 pounds for this particular person is going to be difficult.
Yes.
Especially, this is also going to depend on where your calories are at this point. If you're already at a low set of calories, where are you going to pull from?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably not going to have anywhere to pull from, and you're going to have to do more cardio, and you're going to be like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this.
Yeah. So since we're on that topic, let's talk about our calories right now. I didn't even think that, but we should definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
And also macros versus meal plan.
Right.
Okay. So I'll start with me.
Yeah.
My calories right now are at about 1,700.
Okay.
And I dropped 3 pounds. I was at 1,900, but I'm going to tell you right now, 100% I was fucking off. Like, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And so I was definitely eating probably, if I had to guess, closer to 2,500 calories a day.
Yeah.
And that was keeping me between 163 and if I had a real fucked up weekend, 167.
Yeah.
Was not that long ago.
Right.
So
one thing I just want to let y'all, you're not hearing wrong. We weigh the same. Basically.
Yeah.
We basically weigh the same. We're very different bodies, very different heights. We hold things very different. So don't let whatever scale number you have stuck in your head be the number that you think you have to be.
Right. Or like what we're doing should be what you're doing because you weigh the same because it's different for everybody, right? There's so many factors involved, like how long, how much muscle you have, how much activity you're doing, all the things to factor in what your cut should look like. So my protein is always no less than 160 grams a day. And when I go into a cut, which was one of the questions that we have here in the Q&A, which we're going to do at the end, if I'm feeling hungrier, like that's generally the first thing that increases while the other numbers decrease.
Right.
So anyways, your macros, I don't know if you know them off the top of your head.
I'm actually pretty much right where you're at. I'm at like 1,750. Protein's pretty high. Fats are low.
Yeah.
Which is sad for me.
I'm fine without fats.
The reason being is I've been eating red meat more than I have been eating like chicken and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason. But because I'm still on a peanut butter hiatus.
Yeah. You can't play with fire.
No.
Peanut butter is a trigger food for her. So if it's in the house and she's having a moment, the moment where you just like black out and before you know it, you're knuckle deep in a jar of peanut butter.
The funny thing is I still measure it.
At least she's honest. But no, she has no, I cut her fats down pretty significantly for that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're at healthy levels, so it's
correct,
totally
right?
fine.
So my calories are pretty much the same as hers. We're at about 1,700. My protein is pretty stinking high. It's like 170-ish, but that's by design, so I can stay full because obviously we know Leptin Linda and Leptin Lucy.
Beep beep.
Hi,
That's us.
Leptin is the hormone that tells you that you're full.
I just forgot I got my blood work done today. So I'll know.
You got your leptin pulled?
I got my leptin pulled.
Oh, I'm going to do it next time. I did not do it this last time.
It's been about the time, and I knew we were going into this cut, and I'm going to be very transparent. I'm not saying that this is something people should do, but I'm going to be using some supplementation that I normally do when I like to go into a shred.
Okay.
So I would like to make sure that all my health markers are healthy and everything looks good. And
are we going to roll right into supplements then right now since we're kind of done
I'm doing blood work. So anyway, sorry. I just really had to I remembered I did blood work. I was very excited.
This is my life with this one. Yeah. So my protein's pretty high. Carbs are moderate. They're actually really great. Some of the days I'm not even eating all of them. And then my fats are just lower than I would like them.
Okay.
But fat grams are like the superior macro.
Because you love them.
The thing too, before we move on, this one likes a meal plan.
That's what I was going to touch on. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
I like macros. However, my macros are still pretty fucking meal plan based. Okay. It's not like I'm putting in Pop-Tarts. I'm not putting in chocolate. None of that. I'm still eating oatmeal. I'm still eating rice. I'm still eating protein, egg whites, all of that.
Yes, with also knowing that on the weekends, if you are going to float any of these foods in, that's probably where you're going to do it.
Yes.
You know, like you'll go out to dinner
Yeah.
or you have a drink or whatever. And so, you know, so that's what she prefers.
Yeah.
I've done macros for what feels like forever. And for me, in the spot that I'm at with just my schedule, I don't want to have to guess for anything. I just don't even want to have to think about what I'm eating.
I'm a boss.
And so it's one more thing that stresses me out, and I just like outsource that shit. So I will either order from Fit Kitchen and have meals here, but I do have a meal plan. And my meal plan is very similar to how we structure meal plans for our clients, because not all of our clients want to do macros.
No.
It's like you have flexibility with like the protein choices, the carb choices, the veggie choices. So I can always interchange that. But I just know meal one, you know, pre-workout, post-workout, meal one, meal two, meal three. And the best thing that's been saving my ass this past week, and I honestly feel that's why I dropped 3 pounds or whatever this week, was because I have just put alarms on from the, like, every time I eat, I reset a timer for 2 hours and 40 minutes. I get up, I eat, I already know what I'm going to have because I have it here. And it's just, I'll eat the same thing for weeks. And then I'm like, fuck this Greek yogurt. I don't want to see this shit ever again.
Who gave you that idea? Where'd you get the alarm idea there, smarty pants?
Okay, well, it's not like I'm new to it. I just haven't done it in forever. So I'm like, okay, I need to get back on my shit. So it's been great. And I told her that the reason why it works the best for me is when I'm going into a cut and I know, like, bitch, don't be snacking. It's like Pavlov's dogs. Like, my mouth is ready for food when the bell rings.
Yeah.
And other than that, I should not be passing another morsel into my face until my alarm goes off.
Correct.
And it's also like a mental cue, brain cue that it's like, this is the next meal. Look at your meal plan. What's that meal need to be? Eat that and get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's been working wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm having a big ass bowl of popcorn every night before bed with a protein bar.
I got that video last
and
night.
I have a date tomorrow night. Oh, you did get my video.
Mhm.
I have a date tomorrow night, and he's probably going to want to take me to some nice little restaurant or whatever, like he did on Friday. And we had a beautiful meal. I had 2 drinks, and it was great. So it's like, I'm still going to progress. It's just not like people want to be so either like one way or the other. I'm like, yeah, in prep, you have to be 100%, but
Yeah.
like you can do a little bit of both and still see results.
Yeah, we're making it work. I mean, I did basically the same thing. On Friday was planned. Knew we were going out to dinner. I went to the place that I know that I can order something that's gonna keep me on track. And it also gave me a chance to have 2 cocktails as well.
Yeah.
And I woke up 2 pounds lighter. And that's why I'm mad today, because I want to go back and have that meal so I can be 2 more pounds lighter.
All right. So, question for y'all. Do you partake in alcohol? Some people are like, no, I don't, that doesn't even affect me. I don't drink, so it's not a big deal. Chime in the chat for my Zoomies if you like to partake, because a lot of times this is a problem for the clients on the weekends. Is they're like, oh, I went out with my friends and Friday was this, and then it turned into day drinking on Saturday, and like it's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've done
Have
it.
you met me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rebecca says no. She don't have to worry about that.
Good. I love that.
All
So
right.
if you don't partake in alcohol, amazing. Good for you. That's great. We have actually a lot of people that don't. About twice a month, 2 glasses. That's beautiful.
Someone says it upsets their stomach. It depends on the alcohol for me. If it's like a sugary cocktail you drink, I'm like,
Every 2 weeks, you might have 1 drink. So
yeah.
let's talk about the rules that we have around this.
And they're like suggestions.
They are
'cause it's not a
suggestions.
dictatorship.
No.
But if you want results, we usually like to give some. It's like bowling when you have the bumpers and like don't go out of your lane. Like I feel like this is just what we try to tell you. Like if you want to see some shreds, then yeah, 2 drinks per week.
Yeah. 2
Yeah.
drinks per week.
It's great. And I look forward to those. Sometimes it's more.
Yeah.
And then it's great. Okay, you're not a failure. Perfect. I just am like, next day, I'm just.
But that's the thing. So
restart.
you
It's not a big
also,
deal.
with some people, like we say, you have to be honest with yourself. If you know that you're going to go out and drink and it's going to like ruin the rest of your weekend or make you hit Jack in the Box after. And then the next day,
I love me some Jack in the Box
listen,
tacos.
the next day you got to go out to brunch and like have some mimosas because you need to take the edge off. And then you're ending up ordering cinnamon toast, French toast.
Why are you ratting us out?
We've been there. We've been there. So I just want everybody to know, like, we're not special. It's not like this shit doesn't happen to us.
We're special, but we're not
in a different type of way.
Yeah. Yeah. So that happens, but we know, like, hey, this is our goal. To me, it's important. I want to get some cute, bathing suits and like the whole thing. I kind of want to just book a photo shoot around that time. Actually, I'm gonna do that now that I said that out loud.
Okay.
I'm gonna book a photo shoot probably maybe the beginning of June. I'm gonna be 45. Perfect timing. It's my birthday month, so even better excuse. And I'll know that that's on the calendar, and I've confessed and I'm holding myself accountable to all of our friends here. So
I love this.
It's even better. So the pressure's on, the heat is on. But yeah, the alcohol situation, I enjoy it. I'm not going to lie, especially, as a single person that's dating and, going and having cocktails and stuff. But I'm also in a point where I know that because we're doing this and like we're all 100% all in, that if I get too stupid, I'm going to regret that the next day.
Yeah.
Like if I have too many drinks. And then my biggest stress relief in my entire life is working out, is training. And that's going to affect my training and I'm going to be pissed off about it. So for me, I'm like vodka soda water because I'm hydrating and dehydrating simultaneously and water in between and then another beverage.
I think that's a really great way to kind of like get through it too. I know like people, if you have people that are peer pressuring you to drink, be like, why is it a problem for you that I'm not drinking? That's weird.
Yeah, I've dealt with that for a long time.
So another thing is like when I'm getting a cocktail, I'm putting that shit in my macros. I actually did. And I did it. And which means basically 2 of my meals as of that day were no macros. Or no carbs.
Yeah.
Okay. They were low carbs. Why? Because I chose to drink them. But, in the sense of date night and being out with my husband, not that I need to drink, because trust me, we've had lots of dinners and prep time where I don't drink. It's just kind of nice to let loose, be able to cheers my husband. Obviously, I could cheers him with anything. But the way we do that is order Tito's and soda water with lime or lemon or orange, whatever's your fancy. And then the next drink, you just get a regular soda water. And then if you are allowed or you're gonna have that second one, then you can have that second drink as well. If you're like, oh shit, we have 2 parties, we're gonna be going this weekend, you should have 1 drink one day and then 1 drink the next day. And do your best to kind of keep that in line.
And a lot of people freak out because they're like, oh my gosh, like I can't imagine that, just having 1 drink, like, like I like to be social or whatever. And I understand that, like I totally get that. And also would like to challenge people to try to do that, because the amount of mental clarity that you have when you aren't drunk from Friday to Sunday, like technically, right? Like you drink Friday, you're a little hungover, you sleep like shit, because I don't care what anybody says, it'll maybe help you fall asleep, but your sleep is going to be trash, like your quality of getting into deep sleep. So you'll wake up Saturday, kind of feel crappy, maybe you skip your workout. And this is kind of like how the spiral starts of people just like inching their way out of their healthy habits, as a lot of times because of the weekend. And then Sunday comes and you're maybe still a little hungover from Saturday if you decided to go out, and then you're tired and you have like the Sunday scaries. And then Monday comes and you're like, fuck, I'm still tired, I didn't get enough rest this weekend. And then, does that sound familiar or am I crazy?
Yeah, I feel like you've lived that before.
Yeah,
that was like
kind of like a thing
from the down below,
like from the depths of my bowels.
Yes, it was. I think that just goes to show that we've seen this a lot. You're not alone.
I was just
sometimes
having flashbacks.
Yes, sometimes you need to kind of like be honest, have a little talk with yourself, be like, is this really what I want? Is this really getting me closer to my goals? Your goals have to be so important to you that you need to pick and choose. As of right now, with the little cut that we're doing with the Goddess Body Project, I'm allowed 2 drinks a week. Does that mean it's going to stay all the way till the end? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. If I can't control myself, I'm going to cut them out completely.
Yeah, it's just sometimes better like making that distinction.
Yeah.
Rather than opening up that portal. And, sometimes when you start, then you're like, you just want to keep going, especially because alcohol, lowers your inhibitions a little bit. So then you're like, fuck it. It's fine. So yeah, so there's that. All right. That was
way far off onto what we were actually going to talk about.
I mean, but it's accurate. And it's what else do we need to talk about?
So I feel like there's something that we didn't quite talk about.
Okay.
That about supplements on my end.
Yeah.
Another reason why we're not quite sure what's going to happen with prep this year is I've been struggling with my hormones. I've been kind of a little bit vocal about it, but not a whole lot. I know that a lot of women that we're surrounded by have this problem. Not necessarily that your hormones are just as bad as mine or anything, but maybe you're feeling like you're having a hard time losing weight. If you have not gotten your hormones checked as a woman, even if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, whatever, your main doctor is probably not going to pull the labs that some other endocrinologist will and check your numbers. But my hormonal acne had gotten so bad. This is why, if you guys watched last week, this is why I didn't go to the gym for a full ass week. Which is like nothing to some people, but like it's a lot to me.
For us, like you might as well put a straitjacket on me if I'm not going to the gym for a week.
I feel like they were about to call the cops and tell me that I need to go for a little vacation with a white coat and all of that. It was nothing that I did. It's just my body, my hormones were out of whack. We found that out really quickly. My face had flared up with terrible hormonal acne. And I've been actually trying to work on this for a long time. I never got acne, you guys, until I was older. I got adult acne, and it is purely hormonal. I've been to 1 million doctors. I've talked to them, and they're like, yeah, 100%, this is hormonal for you. So they started me on, I've done doxycycline, which is like a
antibiotic.
Yes, ma'am. And it's helped, but it's not for long-term use, right? If you take an antibiotic for long enough, it's not going to work later when we need it to. So that's basically what I said to this doctor. And I was like, listen, I can't do this anymore. It's wreaking havoc on my mental health, which I know everybody in my circle, in my family, and my people, they all love me. It doesn't matter what I look like, my face, my body shape, anything. But in order for me to be glitter and be the person that I am, I was having a hard time with it. So I reached out to the doctor. Basically, I am now on my first month of Accutane. I know, scary. But at this point, I am at the end of my rope and I have nowhere else to go. And this is the last resort. So far, things have been going really well. My face looks a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better.
Look at all the hearts people love you. I know. I told you should share that.
I know. We are kind of going with some of the side effects. Okay. So we're just really figuring it out right now. So a couple of things, they can get really crazy side effects. I haven't had anything super crazy yet. But there is joint pain. There is tiredness. And, with me being so high energy all the time, that is something that I'm going to deal with as it comes. I'm not even going to lie. Yesterday, I pretty much slept the day away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did all my work things. Obviously, I still wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm a fireball in the studio until 10:30. And I literally went to go get my nails done and I was falling asleep while they were doing my nails.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, I need to go home and take a rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know if that's from that? My period is coming also. It could also be because of that. So we're going to tiptoe around this very gently, which is why, as of doing this little cut, doing this 12-week, we're not going super severe. I'm not doing fucking hours of cardio. I'm not, I love being in the gym. My food is not super low. And we're just going to kind of go along with it and see how it goes.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then supplement wise, I mean, we're on our usual bullshit. You know, I never stopped taking my normal supplements, which is it's like a laundry list. But I mean, for basics, it's going to be my multivitamins, my omegas, you know, my glutamine, and all my collagen protein powders. You know, all the basics there. And I did allude to the fact that like it's no secret that I have been an enhanced athlete, right? Like I've shared that with everybody. It's not
It's
news.
becoming a lot more mainstream. People are talking about it now. And
when I say
that's
enhanced,
great.
it's not like breast augmentation enhanced.
We are enhanced that way as well.
It's like physique enhancing drugs, aka what most of the general population calls steroids, right? So it's something that I have experience with. I have done before, and I have not since I stopped competing. Really, I just like cut it all out, got my health back on track. Everything's looking great. And I'm doing it literally for my mini cut, particularly because, you know, it's a different aesthetic. So as I lean out, I'm going to look harder and, you know,
maintain more muscle
like
for longer.
Muscle. I'm not trying to look shredded and like jacked, like I want to, you know, like strangle a man. I mean, if I have to, I will, but like I do when I compete, but I want to have that hardness that I usually have, like when I'm about 10 weeks out from a show, 8 weeks out from a show.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
I feel like that, like my goal is to be like 150s-ish, feel really good in a bikini. Like I don't need to be shredded for Vegas. I could go to Vegas right now and I will show out. My ass will be hanging out. Same difference. Okay.
It's the kind of girls we are.
It's just kind of, it's time anyways, you know, to kind of go back into the mini cut. We've done my surplus, my off season. So it's kind of time to see if we've grown anything under there.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited.
And not as painful and as serious as contest prep, because that is no joke. That is no joke. So that's our updates.
Yeah.
You can type in some questions if you want in the chat box on the Zoom or over on the gram. If you have any questions, feel free, like whether it's pertaining to fitness, exercise, supplements, or anything we're doing, go for it. We're pretty much open books here. So you can plug that in. We actually are relaunching the Goddess Body Project, which is our 12-week program. This was like kind of perfect timing, actually. It's supposed to start May 1st, and it's going to be an online program now. This is the first time we're offering it online. I did this online like in 2014 or 15 or something.
It's been a long time.
And then as soon as I became a coach and I had a team and everything, I was like, I can't, this is too much. But now I have like an amazing team and we're all going to like be all about it. So the Goddess Body Project's 12 weeks. You can participate online, virtually. We will give you a full gym program and, or in the studio.
Yeah.
It's sessions in the studio.
Yeah.
36.
If you are in class, if you're in local doing the Goddess Body Project, you get 3 sessions. Why do I keep doing that? 3 sessions in the studio with us a week per month. And then you also get the other side of our nutrition, which is really worth its weight in gold.
Yeah. And the nutrition piece of it is essentially you're going to work with a coach specifically who is going to map out exactly like how, you know, we have what we mapped out today. The coach is going to tell you what to eat, what cardio to do, what supplements to take, how many steps to get, all the things. You check in every single week and they send you a video back with your marching orders or any suggestions they have to improve the next week's goal. And you set goals with your coach, which is really nice.
You guys are going to be doing the same things we're doing. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're all in this together.
Yes. If you're on the Zoomies, I'm going to post a link there. If you are listening to the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. If you're on the gram, DM me. It's probably going to be.
We'll put it in the link tree.
It'll be in my link tree. It's not up there yet.
We'll put it in the link tree soon.
I literally just had this page with the information for the Goddess Body Project. My marketing girl just got it to me today.
It's in the email.
So it'll actually go out in email tomorrow. And I am going to say, I didn't tell you this. I didn't tell you this.
She always does this to me.
I know,
every time.
So sorry.
There's always something.
I'm going to talk to every person specifically. So it's not like here, just pay now.
Oh, wow.
So
I love that.
You have to submit your information. And because we've been struggling with people who they think they're more excited to do the program or start the program than they are to do the program.
Yes.
And we have people to help. So I want to make sure when I get on the phone with you, like you understand, like we want you to be accountable to this for 12 weeks.
Right.
And if you have a vacation, it's probably not going to work. What else?
With that being said, you got to track your food on your MyFitnessPal.
Or a meal plan.
Or a meal plan. But in all honesty, if you're on a meal plan, I still want you to track that shit.
Just put it in. Yes.
Just put it in. Yes. Yeah. Copy and paste that shit. You'll be fine. Make time for weekly check-ins. I have a lot of people that are like, I didn't have time to do pictures this morning. And I'm like, okay, well, your check-in is skipped now and I can't help you this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to
ready.
We're going to apply gentle, loving pressure. But again, me and Monica, she doesn't know this yet, but she knows it now because she's watching on Zoom. She's been talking and enrolling people anyways. But between her and I, we're going to be working through because we don't have a ton of space anyways. But okay, enough about that.
Ready?
One other thing I wanted to announce and just put out into the universe is for my Zoomies and my Insta fam, I'm going to be in Vegas April 20th late at night. So let's just not even say that. The 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. If anybody wants to link up for a Boss Bitch meetup and train at the Dragon's Lair, hit me up.
Nice.
And
can I just fly out there for that?
I know. It'll be so much fun. So if you're from the Vegas area or anybody who is that might be interested and just like come and train with me, like I'm going to probably be doing some butt stuff or some leg stuff and like we can chat, we can bullshit. I'm going to like figure the workout and like I'm going to do my thing. You can do your thing or we can do things together. I don't know, but I think it'd be fun.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay.
Questions.
Q&A and let's see which ones we'll do.
We did get a question up here and I just want to talk about it because
go for it.
I already know what it is. It says, is it common for digestion to get funky at the end of prep?
Yeah.
100%.
It's terrible.
I don't know if we've talked enough about poop on here, if that's a question.
Right.
Because we always have digestion issues, the both of us. Mm-hmm. It is especially more difficult when your food is low and your cardio is high.
Yeah, it definitely it takes a toll on your digestion. A lot of times because your food choices are very minimal, so you're not getting a variety of different nutrients for you to have enough fiber to need to poop. So that's usually a problem because you're eating very plain whole foods without a lot of fiber. So that tends to be the issue. So that is very, very common. I have a bunch of different tricks of the trade that we try and we work through.
My least favorite one is?
What?
Suppository.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have to take stuff off your butt, and when you don't want it. Somebody says you can take us as a guest pass.
Not to Dragon's Lair. You're gonna have to pay your own way.
Yeah, no. I think it's
$30.
Yeah,
we just went there.
Why my stomach is so sensitive to everything right now. And 2.5 weeks out.
You guys probably haven't heard the sweet potato story.
Oh, yeah. So if you're eating a lot of sweet potatoes, like she was full of sweet potato poop for like 7 pounds of it for like a week. And then I'm like, okay, we're stopping sweet potatoes.
I still can't eat sweet potatoes like that. And I would.
Okay. Question number 1, how high do you keep protein for females in contest prep and why? For me, it depends.
Higher than Cheech and Chong, bro.
It depends on a couple things, but general rule of thumb is in a contest prep deficit, 1.2 grams per pound of current body weight, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So taking your current body weight, multiply it by 1.2, that's generally the number that I come up with if you're in a contest prep scenario. And the only time it varies a little bit is if I have enhanced athletes and I will fluctuate some of their protein and stuff. They don't have to be as high because they do have, hormonal supplementation of sorts. So I can kind of give them other macros elsewhere, but yeah. But you want that protein high, especially if you're a natural athlete.
You want to keep as much muscle as you can.
And that's going to help preserve that.
Yeah.
So, and it also helps with satiation. So you will tend to not be you're going to be hungry, let's just face it. But the protein is going to sit heavier because it is a slower digesting macronutrient. And so
that sounds great.
Yeah.
This 4 weeks out, 152, and I'm 180 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Great. Love
Yeah.
that. It sounds like you probably have a coach. Listen to your coach.
Awesome. Okay. Second question was advice on pushing through plateaus.
Okay. So, couple of things. You need to be super honest with how tight you are being with all of the things and your habits. Okay. If you're like, I have a plateau, but you're not weighing and measuring your carbs, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you're not going as hard on your cardio as you did the last 2 weeks and the scale's not moving or you're not seeing any change in measurements, you need to be honest with that, right? Maybe your steps are lower and that's a problem. So usually what I notice, as soon as you plateau, you need to give it a few weeks. And then usually that scale gets a big whoosh and then you're like, okay, we made it, right?
Yeah.
But what happens, you get into a plateau and you're like, fuck, this shit ain't working anyways. And then you go eat In-N-Out.
Yeah. The other thing too, this is getting like a little more technical, but I deal with competitors. So this is where my brain goes, is if this is a competitor who's dealing with that, is I like to prep my athletes with 26 to 30 weeks. 26 being like, if I've worked with you before and you didn't fuck off too much in the off season, perfect. 30, if I've never prepped you and we have a decent amount of body fat to lose, I want a little more time. So when we hit a plateau and I have a long runway of time, I can do a structured refeed and increase their calories because maybe they truly are hitting a spot in their metabolism where they've been dieting for too long and we need to bolster up some of the hunger hormones for them to have another whoosh on the scale. So for example, I had 2 clients last week that were plateauing, 3, and they all got a diet break and they communicated with me every day how their scale was looking, all the things. And interesting things happened with each and every one of them, right? Like one stayed the same. Insta awesome for 7 whole days. I keep giving her food, more food and more food, and it's staying the same. Perfect. Well-oiled machine. And she got a nice little refeed and now she lost another pound, right? Which doesn't sound like much, but she's a tiny person and she's in prep, and that's like a pound in a week when you're 9 weeks out. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And then others, different things were happening. They maybe went up a teensy bit, not enough to make a difference. But that's also something to think about, is you might need a refeed if you've been dieting for too long and training really hard for too long. Okay, last question, and then we are going to let y'all go. How bad is it if I drink 2 energy drinks a day and I drink 1 to 2 coffees per day, but a gallon of water? It's a lot of caffeine, friend.
That's a lot of caffeine. That caffeine, the reason that you need so much is because you're drinking so much. It's not working anymore. It's broken. Okay?
Yeah.
It's broken.
It's at the point of diminishing returns.
And your adrenals are probably screaming at you, and you're probably not seeing a lot of change if you are looking for some change on the scale. Because your body's like, no, we're not doing any of that. Our adrenals don't work. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If you can pull that back, I wouldn't go cold turkey because you probably hate life, but I would definitely start trying to pull that back. Maybe your coffee and your energy drink, and then the next week or the week after, just the coffee. Okay. Do
half
it like
calf,
that. Yeah,
something
half
like that.
calf, something.
Yeah.
This is decaf, by the way, that you see me drinking right now.
Yeah.
It's decaf.
And then we have one last Instagram question. I'm nervous about being basically no carb besides vegetables in prep at the end. Is that okay temporarily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
That's a thing. Yeah.
Hi.
I mean,
my name's Glitter.
Her and I, we're like,
we don't get very many carbs.
No.
We are not carby Barbies.
No, it's pretty pathetic. I think I had my last show 40 grams of carbs a day.
Yeah.
And most of that came by way of vegetables. And like I had a couple rice cakes before training, a couple rice cakes after training, which if you've ever had a rice cake, it's a sad snack.
It is a sad snack.
That's what I was operating on, and literally like a walking zombie. So that's normal. That's why, like,
Yeah.
I tell people it's not realistic.
Don't be
to try
nervous.
To be contest
Don't be
prep.
nervous about not having carbs. It's gonna probably happen, most likely. I don't know what division you're in or whatnot. But if you want to get up there and you want to look the best, I bet you the other bitches are doing that too. So
It's gonna hurt.
Do what your coach says. It's gonna hurt.
That's why not many people do it.
Yeah.
It's gonna fucking hurt.
Totally.
Okay. On that note, what else? That's it. I think we're done here.
Oh, we've been on here long enough.
I know. We've been talking y'all for like an hour now. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Zoomies, Insties,
Yeah.
Potties.
We're going to do it again.
Hottie Potties. That's what they're going to be called. If you're interested in the Goddess Body Project, click the link in the show notes or in the Instagram or hit me up or whatever so you can find out all the deets
YouTube
there.
chatty chat.
If you want to do it online and do it with us online, we're now doing that. And just shoot over your information so we can hop on a call and talk. Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Boss Bitch Radio. It would mean the world to me if you could rate and review the podcast. If you could give us a 5-star review on iTunes, drop us a little comment. We will read those and we offer prizes as a ethical bribe for you to leave us some great mojo and words of affirmation. You know, that is my love language. And also, if you're over on Spotify, you can rate and review it there as well. All of this helps other women, other people, other folks see us, hear us, and learn from all of the amazing boss bitch tools and hacks and hopefully get some LOLs. And if not, if anything, if you could share this with one person, I'd love you forever. And I know you are just here for my undying love. And last but not least, please, 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 please come find me over on Instagram so we can be buddies. We can be Insta fam over there. I am Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Come say hi, drop me a DM, let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always open for new suggestions and feedback as well. And I hope you listen again soon.